Teggy there, like,
Like even, I mean, we didn't even have Shadeen. We didn't have Shadeen van der Merwe. She was still in England. She didn't come back.
That's another thing. Yeah.
We've lost like really good players that are now living completely now that side. We had a Siggy Burger. She was a great shooter. She's tall. You know, that's what we need in the circle. She's gone. She stays permanently now in the UK. You know, we're losing recipes, Oaks. We're losing recipes. And like this.
Welcome to Balls and Banter, Season 4, Episode 2. And we have a few lovely, amazing guests over here. Joshua Spego, of course, my boy. What to do?
Hello.
And then we have the lady of the moment who finally decided to make an appearance, bro.
The estrogen is pumping now.
Let's go. So, my bro, actually, you know what tradition is? I've worked on a little bit of an intro for you, bro. Mm-hmm. So, here goes. We have the Kensington sniper herself, potentially related to that Turkish bloke who won silver at the Olympics, but don't call her top 2. Her gold tally is the stuff of legends on the netball court. We've lost count. From Jeppy to UJ and now bowling at the Unity Netball Club. She knows how to hit a clean swoosh. Will we see her tearing up the Telkom Netball League?
Coming soon. It's loading.
The unofficial official shareholder of Last Alpaca. She be called the plug, but don't walk in with her. You'll stop approximately every 48 seconds. I swear to God, Oaks.
It's 10 meters.
Hey, no. Sheikh Money's own ambassador, if you know what I mean. She stitches a mean pipe. As they say, some people just got more talent than others, and she'll kick your ass on the court even after 2 pulls. Don't think she's just a netball girly, though. This chick knows ball in general. Hence, she's one of the goon, and we had to call her up to be our starting number 10. I'll forgive the jersey, though, Oaks. Intogas, Yagwa Mangete. She'll let the Bruce take a punt from 09 Randy Orton because she's a savage. As Bruce Bava says, for the legends only, the one, the only, Okwethu, aka Spura Maluda.
3005, the original. Thanks, guys, for having me. I'm really excited. I can't wait to give you guys, hand you guys your asses.
Oh, no, relax. Relax. We've been doing this for a while now, bro. But anyway, sorry for the long intro, but just you had some fun with this,
But I'm not going to lie, I will peg you. Nah, shout out.
No, shout out Miss Reynolds, I always say. Miss Reynolds.
I nearly did AP English, but that's another story.
No,
It almost doesn't count, eh?
Okay, Oaks, we're having the netball episode today.
It's Banter way, Baba.
Hey, yeah, too much. We decided to bring a serious baller on the episode, and we're going to chop it up in terms of the general state of netball in South Africa, internationally. And we decided, you know what, we need to bring someone who we actually knows his shit. So, bro, without wasting any time, we're just gonna dive into shit, bro. Spar Proteas, dog.
Yeah.
And you know, knowing me, dog, me, I'm an accountant. You love it. I start with the money, bro. So me, dog, I wanted to find out in terms of the Spar Proteas, bro. I feel like brands are severely lacking in terms of investing in the Spar Proteas, considering how much it could grow, and I see the potential of it. And I just wanted to say, why are brands like Savannah, your Beninis, those types of alcohol brands not getting involved, considering how alcohol brands usually sponsor sports?
So I think for starters, if you look back so before it was Telkom Netball League, it was called the Brutal Fruit Netball Cup. So it was sponsored by Brutal Fruit, and that was great. And then Brutal Fruit pulled out, hence Telkom coming in and now taking over. I think the biggest issue is because already we don't get funding as female sports, we get less funding in general, we get less funding than the male sports. Already your Savannahs, your Castles and everything, they are looking at predominantly male sports. They never look at us. And the minute that we did have a alcohol brand now looking at us, there were just things that didn't align. You know, for male sports, I guess it's a norm, like rugby.
Okay.
But we're going to have a beer.
But But now, are you saying it's almost like a cultural thing? Because, like, genuinely, bro, like,
I wanted to go further. Yeah.
Not necessarily like a cultural thing, but like rugby, you're going to have a beer. You're going to have a beer with the boys. It's going to be great vibes.
Yeah.
Netball, you have like little kids that are there and you don't want to now have associate and kids are looking at now, oh, that's my mom. That's what she's doing at a netball game.
No. I get what she's saying. Okay, go for the pushback and I'll push back.
She's saying obviously there's kids in terms of like the stadium, and I 100% agree in terms of just the environments I've seen created at a netball game. But what's the difference to a game at the Wanderers, at the cricket? There's a whole family area there. People are gesaping it Mursa.
I think. I went to a Telkom Netball League game once now at Ellis Park Arena. Bro, it's so tight. It's family orientated so much where it's little girls and families. They're there from like the whole day. Usually what they do, they have this like a tournament day from like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Buy one ticket, you're there the whole day. It's like a festival, but for kids. Now, I get what you're saying, Uguti. You have young kids from the ages of 3 till like 18, and the schools there, they're in uniform and all of that. And in terms of branding, where Vele, they have no choice but to put it in your face. You wouldn't want to associate, like you're turning the camera, like, hey, welcome to the Brutal Fruit Netball League, and then you're showing a young kid. You understand? That's the flop that that you're saying, Uguti.
Yeah,
it's not leveling.
It doesn't align.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, Sharp, let me accept that point there. Let's step away from alcohol brands. Let's look at like general wholesalers. Let's say like a Spur, bro. I think Spur was one of the sponsors for the box once upon a time.
They still are.
Why aren't those major franchise restaurants where, let's say, it does align with the brand now, a Wimpy, why are they not getting involved? Because, guys, there's seriously a lot of money that you can make from women's sports.
Yes, but again, do you know what the operative word is? Women. Had it been men, whole different story. Like, I mean, guys, like the sport proteas, now I'm derailing, but like the sport proteas, they're only now starting to get, I wouldn't even say a salary, let's say stipend, because it's not
really, that's bad.
It's a stipend. That money it's nothing.
It's petrol money, basically.
Can you give us a range in terms of how much they make per game, if you do know?
Starting. Don't go high range.
Let's say a Spar Protea player for one match, like what's the range? If you do know, if you don't.
3,000. It's not a lot of money.
Not more than 10.
These people have full-time jobs. Like, they're not your rugby team where they are focusing.
They're not professional.
They are professional. They're
like,
professional, but
they're not treated, like professionals.
Exactly. They still have their daytime jobs. That's why you're seeing now, and that will come later, but that's why you're seeing now so many South African players now moving overseas, because overseas it's taken seriously and they can actually do netball like Monday to Friday. I'm in the gym, I'm working out, I'm doing this and everything. Here in South Africa, we don't have that, and it's because women's sports, we're not seen.
There's no money.
We're not seen. I mean, even at varsity level, I did an internship at Awesome, which is Advent Sports Entertainment Media, and they handle varsity sports and everything. I was just so shocked. Varsity Cup for rugby, the amount of money.
Superstars.
Oh, come on.
You
know their names.
Even the play of the match, the money that they're winning.
No.
Netball. Only recently they started winning Buma 2,000 rand. Come on. Play of the match, you're getting 2,000 rand. In rugby, these oaks are winning cars.
True.
They're winning cars.
Player that rocks, you're getting a new Suzuki, Papa.
Bro.
Sometimes they give you a little teddy bear for netball.
I don't want to laugh. Fuck. Okay, sorry.
Donna.
So, like...
Can I just say, dog, when you said how much they're getting like for player of the match, bro, Kose's final, bro, like Kose's, not even Varsity Cup. I think they won like 2.5 when we were playing, bro, and that's Kose's, bro. These are Oaks fucking drinking before the match.
Wait, Kose's, we went to Cape Town. We didn't pay fuck all. We're just playing Kose's rugby. We went to Cape Town.
It's because literally we're not seeing guys like TNL.
Yeah.
We're getting, player of the match is getting 3,000. And mind you, TNL is what Vitality Super Netball League is in England,
the UK,
and Suncorp in Australia. We're getting, that's our highest level of netball in South Africa.
Yeah, your professional league.
That's our professional league. And that's the money that you're getting for player of the match. You must be cooked.
The teddy bear.
The teddy bear. Sometimes I will tell Nali Mali, my only player of the match.
Nah, I don't like about face.
No, guys, this is okay. I'm laughing because if you don't laugh, you'll cry. You understand? So, like, that's one thing that hacks me because what I've seen is that insurance companies, guys, that's where the money is.
Insurance. And they
Don't go to insurance. First for women.
Yeah.
Why? Something yana.
Bro, you're getting my blood boiling now.
Yeah. First for women, something to like, literally it's the First for Women sponsored by, you know, I don't know what, but work along those lines, Uti. Here's some money, here's a package. You guys in the finance, you in the finance specifically, you know how it works where ROIs and everything works. So, hangazim for it.
Bro, for me, it's not even necessarily like an ROI where it's a money dump, bro. For me, I also need, maybe this doesn't come off well, but I need women brands, like you said, a First for Women, to also support these kinds of sports as well. Because I'm telling you now, bro, when you support, like, there's heavy returns, bro.
Oh, of course.
But also, it's up to us also as gents as well. It's not even like necessarily a gender thing, but we need to support these sports all around. And I've seen like now, in terms of even just with us, bro, we start watching Banyana, bro. And it took probably them winning the AFCON and also the Telkom World, the Netball World Cup being held in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Where I was looking at that and I was like, holy shit, the level of competition here is crazy.
It's tough.
But this is my thing. You guys, like at male sports, you've got coverage of like
But
you've even got at schools level, you've got that coverage where it's JP versus Case. It will be like
under 14 is watched on TV.
But do you understand that we don't have that already with TNL? Sometimes they don't broadcast all of the matches because it's Division B. So they're not. These are the things that we're fighting just for people to actually. And all the time, people will be like, "Oh, you play netball? Oh, it's like basketball, right?"
Yeah.
Why are we doing that? It's
two different.
The only thing is
sports.
that we use a ball in Tefanai and siyashuta sonke.
And I mean, I'm finding netball. I'm finding accounting what association. Holy shit!
You run.
It's not as easy as it looks. That's the thing. Like people will be like, "Oh my god, it's
that pivot foot in Dondon."
And it's the sudden explosiveness which is so crazy, bro. Where these people just flip and leap, and someone intercepts.
Acceleration
and
is
shit,
deadly,
bro.
and if you don't have the fitness for that, if you chill,
swag.
Next.
Very obvious.
But no, Owens, I think this one topic we probably could chat about it for an hour. But let's move on a little bit in terms of Cecilia Molokwane taking over as NSA president, bro. So we were chatting about obviously the best run of the Proteas from 2019 to 2022. Just have a couple of things to mention. 2019 World Cup 4th place, 2018 5th place, 2022 6th place, 2022 Quad Series 4th place, and then 2nd in 2025. But I noted there was no New Zealand or Australia in that Quad Series, bro.
Why?
Wanted to ask.
Yeah. So there was no New Zealand because they had their own lineup of tournaments and things that they were going to be attending. So they weren't part of that. And that's fine because we all know what the outcome was going to be if they were there. So that's okay. In terms of Cecilia becoming NSA president, I think was the best thing that could ever happen to us. The amount of changes she's put forward, like she's a powerhouse. And I'm so glad that she took over because like we needed, things to start moving and, for the sport to be pushed. And now it's being pushed, and what she's done with Telkom, like we're coming up fine. It's taking long, but we're coming up. Slowly, at least there's movement. Yeah. And she's also, the thing that I love the most about her is that she said immediately as soon as she took office, she was like, look, we're going to go grassroots level because there's so many kids in KZN, in all these other places that don't get the spotlight because they don't get to, they don't go to Hoor schools, they don't get seen by the Tannies and all of those things. So now those girls are getting an opportunity to actually, toss their hats into the ring. And I think that's really great. Like, there's a lot of KZN players that are, those girls move. So like it's just really nice. Like even Eastern Cape, like she said, grassroots level, we're going to build.
That's where you start.
Nurture
anything. Literally, that's where you start because, as you're saying, it's badala, or you're starting a professional league. there's not much you can do. Maybe short term, but long term wise, like if you guys have like a 10-year plan or 5-year plan, let's say that, starting Le Pansi and going up with it, with like Super Sports Schools has that tournament, I forgot the name of it. Nice, that's what I love, bro.
But you know, with that kind of stuff, it's just, you hope that one, as the people in netball power, also just like the public, will have the patience to accept a long-term plan in terms of, we're going to start at grassroots, and maybe, like you said, bro, also similar to the Netball World Cup, maybe we don't perform so greatly at the next one, but the 2 subsequent ones afterwards is where we perform. That's always just my gripe in terms of like long-term plans, because sometimes public just wants immediate results, and then you sacrifice this whole system this person has put in place, and you're just like, no, we want to win now. You get one good performance, and then afterwards the whole
it's chai.
Is shocked.
But I mean, these are the things that we're fighting, even as players. Like, it's hard. Like, so like you said, if you're not in like the university system where you didn't go to a university and they didn't see you playing varsity netball or somewhere, you're never going to get seen. It's so hard for you to now tap into it, coming from like a person that just knows how to play netball really well, and you're very talented, but you never had a varsity team. It's very hard. It's very difficult. And also the skin color thing.
Really?
Chat.
Come. Chat. This is Balls and Banter S4
This was even from when we're still in high school.
Really?
You know? Like the things that like we went through, like, and you still see it, kancane, like it's not as in your face as it was when like I was in high school and stuff. But like when I was in high school, when I made provincials for the first time, I made provincials when I was in grade 9.
Let's go. Let's go. Kensington Sniper, my boy.
Pew, pew, by going down.
And I remember there were only 2 black girls. It was me and this other girl, and then the rest of the team was white and white Afrikaner girls.
I
was like, okay, cool, fine. Mind you, first training session we have
Afrikaans one way.
The coach is speaking Afrikaans.
Jesus.
So we're like, and I mean, I can hear Afrikaans,
but you like
pendula, not so great, but I can hear what you're saying. But I'm like, okay, but we're here and we can't understand. The girl that was with me, I think she went to Athlon Girls, Athlon High, and she.
Afrikaans.
Nothing. She didn't do Afrikaans at all. So she wasn't hearing nothing. So I'm like, okay, but we're not understanding you. And she said, it's none of my business. And she continued coaching in Afrikaans. I will never forget her. I remember I was playing for Gauteng Gamma. I was playing for Gauteng Gamma, and she's like, oh, that's none of my business. Even the girls on court, if you don't say, Exiso, you're not getting that ball. They are not going to pass you that ball. Forget about it. Mind you, I'm the goal shooter. You need to pass me the ball. I would have to say, Yiso, kom Messi, Exiso. Nang Okwethu, Exiso skop die bal.
Foot foul or foot.
Yeah, you're not allowed to kick the ball. Yeah, so like it's just difficult things. Like even now, so I coach netball. Also, I'm an umpire. And
can I just pause? Thank you for giving back to the grassroots directly, bro.
Thanks. So like even with like your umpire courses, you'll find whoever is doing it, if it's an Afrikaans, Dani, she'll be there halfway through, she'll speak, and then all of a sudden now it's Afrikaans. And you're just like, okay, but when are we going to get out of this? Like, this is insane. It's 2025.
No, that's why you guys are here. Like,
and it's hard to fight the system though, especially. So like the grassroots thing is great, but you're still fighting the little systems in like your D13 schools and schools netball and everything.
What's D13?
So it's every district. So
district 9. So, okay,
yeah.
I know
so
that.
we were part of like D13 when I was still a sports coordinator, and you're still fighting
in the East,
little.
If you didn't know,
you're still fighting like little battles like that. You know, Tanis, when they see you maybe the year before, they'll keep in mind, be like, okay, yeah, next year I want her in my team. So then I've been to trials where I made a team and then I go first practice and I'm looking at the girls, I'm like, I never saw none of you at trials. None of you. Because the Tanis they call, they'll be like, oh, Janine, come. You're going to be in the team. All of a sudden, there was even a time I remember I played provincial champs in Durban. I think it was 2019. We were practicing as a team. We get down to Durban. We're in the hotel. We're having a debrief before like the first day and everything. And they're like, oh, these 3 girls are joining the team. Mind you, they've never been to a single training session with us. We don't know them from a bar of soap, but they're joining the team and they're on starting 7 every single time. So these are the things. And then worst part is when you get the black coaches that lick so much ass. No.
Oh shit.
That they end up being racist. Okay, you can't be racist to.
No, you can. Fuck you. You're a bitch.
It's prejudice. But I remember Cape Town. I played provincials in Cape Town, and yeah, she's a very well known coach. She's a very well known black coach, and she would put the black girls on like in the 4th quarter. And then she'd be like, make magic. Mind you, the team that she put on was like her white girlies. Even in debrief sessions after like a match day or whatever, she would shout and she would tell us shit. And be like, yeah, that's why I bench you. And then the white girls, even though they were making mistakes, she'd be like, no, Macy, listen, I need you to just work a little bit harder and just, follow my instructions. Tina, she would talk to us like we're pieces of trash.
Jesus.
And then put us on in the 4th quarter and she'd be like, make magic. Mind you, you putting me on the 4th quarter, we're already down 12 points. What do you think I'm going to do?
And you make magic. And you make magic. That's a flop. Because she knows that's why you guys are there. You make magic.
But that's so ridiculous. In 10 minutes, how?
For you, an athlete, but in 10 minutes, it's almost difficult to make a tangible
last quarter, 40.
And it's not like in netball, you get like, in rugby, you'll score a try and there's many points,
kick the ball back,
and whatever. In net, one.
Because let's think about it. I don't know how much time we have, but like, is it not because the uncle that's sponsoring or the auntie that's sponsoring, because there's no money in netball already, the parents of these kids that are being pushed in, they're the ones sponsoring the food, the drink sometimes, something. Because I've seen that in play where now Faga is nine or you sponsoring the boots or the babes.
Yes.
At schools,
yes, 100%. Yeah. So it's all 8 years that I worked at a school and being a sports guy. Yeah, I would see it because my father bought the balls. He donated balls, so I need to be in the A team. Like, I'm not gonna do that, and I got a lot of flack for that.
Of course,
because I'm breaking
disturbing the status quo.
But at your provincial and whatever, it's just who you know. So I switched on. I said, you know what? I'm never gonna win this thing just being me as this black person.
Gotta play the system.
I have to play the system. Well. So I started also making friends with the Tannies.
Yeah.
Like, I'll see you. Oh, Tanny, how are you doing? And you start being friends. You make friends with some of the girls that are really close to the Tannies and everything. Now they see you continuously. They're seeing you. And then you'll maybe have a good game in front of one of them. And then, that's how you get into it. Because that is the only way, because you're fighting for your life. Yeah. Imagine going to trials and you spend money to get there. Sometimes you have to pay for the trial, like the trial fee and whatever. Only for you to, and you'll have the best match of your life and still not get selected because they've already got their 11 players that they want.
I'm sorry to say this word, gashe, you guys are quotas.
No, but it's the truth. There's been times where we've been told, when are you just filling up a quota here? This is the people that I want. You're filling the quota. We extra generations.
Hey, Buffett, yazi ne le ndaba lena vele idinga 2 hours yonke. Kodwa ngisacela siqhubeke, let's lag ahead, but there's a lot of shit that Okwethu has said which
we never knew.
We didn't. And this is the whole purpose of having like this platform so we can chat about this kind of stuff. But I do want to jump into like the actual Proteas and their performances now. So 2023 World Cup, bro, held in Cape Town, looked like an absolute vibe. Now, obviously, we didn't perform too greatly. I think Coach Norma stepped down and Jenny van Dijk came in, bro. For you, what's your opinions on that hiring since then? And do you think the Proteas are trending upwards?
So, if you remember, we had Coach Norma before.
Yes.
And then she resigned and then she came back again for the 2023. So she was there for the 2023 World Cup. And I think there's just been so much change and we lost really, and I think the issue was because, when you have a really good squad, and that's the squad you just keep. You're not bringing other players in to start
blooding young
learning,
players.
like so that, Sanele is a good goal defense. Okwethu is an upcoming goal defense. Let's have Sanele,
sponge
easier
in,
yeah, so that Okwethu can learn from Sanele. We didn't have that. So now we're losing the giants and it was affecting us. Hence our performance in 2023. We had a lot of the new youngsters upcoming and they're good players. Don't get me wrong. They're good players, but I think being thrown like basically into the deep end, like you're just joining the Spur Proteas now, boom, World
and
Cup.
they want you to perform at the highest level.
Exactly, World Cup. And you're playing against Abu JLP like from Australia. Like,
Jamaica with their shisa.
There's a New Zealand goalie that you told me about that absolutely balls, but I think I saw at that World Cup, dog. I can't remember what position he plays, but there was a monster bit on the course and I was like
a shooter.
I don't know if she was a shooter or in the mid. Who's the best player for New Zealand?
For New Zealand, in my opinion. Oh, actually, okay.
People's opinion and then your
okay, wait. Let me give you 3. So we'll do defense, mid-court, and then shooting, attack. Okay, defense. I definitely would have to say, what's her name? Karen Berger. She's actually South African.
Oh,
she
Karen.
left. Yeah, Karen left and she went to New Zealand. And yes, she's short, but wow, she be working.
And you know what? Taljar was cooking, bro.
I love that.
Taljar, yay! Number 10,
Nicole, should have seen her playing Vitality this past week. She actually got player of the match because she was balling like the super shots. But anyway, and then defense definitely Karen Berger. Mid-court, Whitney Souness. She's a pocket rocket. I've never seen someone move that quick. Like she's so tiny, you can't even like keep your eye on her. She's so quick. Love her loads. Shooting, definitely Ignacio. She's really great. But Wilson is also Wilson's learning from her. But it used to be the best shooter in the world, I say. Used to be Maria Tutea. She was New Zealand and she retired. She could ball from anywhere in the circle.
Bro, I'm watching Okwethu chat about this stuff and you can see she's like going in her bag right now. She's like, let me show you right now.
Yeah, you don't know who I am.
That's what I was born from. So, yeah, no, she's a big baller. Like when she retired, my heart broke. Like,
when did she retire?
After the 2019 World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay. She retired after that and she was just like, you know what, I want to focus on my family and be a mom and everything. And I was heartbroken. Come back. But it's the same thing with our team. Like families. When Pumza was like, I'm leaving, I said, I said, oh my God. And then Bongi left. I was like,
coach himself.
Damn, that sucks. But it started early on. When Marika Holtzhausen left, I said, damn, guys, now we're in
Who's
trouble.
the blonde lady who plays in defense? I think she was a goal defender, bro. Blonde hair.
She was Carla Pretorius.
Yes, her.
She hasn't officially retired, but you can tell. Like, she didn't go to she wasn't part of the squad for Vitality. She didn't go to Jamaica. She didn't go for the Sunshine Girls one either. So you can tell she's pulling away, and I mean, she's no longer playing in Australia either. So, yeah, it's hot on our block.
I want to jump to that. We're going to jump around now. So you mentioned that the Suncorp League is the top of the notch. Then I think it's Vitality. Telkom Netball League, is that fair to say that's third out of the 3?
Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Even like their lower leagues in Australia and England are still far better than our, like, if you think about like the scale and everything.
Skill wise and all of that.
Far better. That's why the players that are going overseas, you see there's such a huge difference in the way that they play.
Because they're professional.
Because now they, and they're doing this 6
Monday
days
to
a
Friday.
Week,
Yeah.
And you can see the change. Yeah, hey, Bandla. They'll do
coming
it
from a 9 to 5.
Like, how are you going, like, playing against teams that are training like every single day, and then when we have like a Vitality or a quad series, whatever kind of thing, we have a camp for 2 weeks, and then you think we're gonna be ready to go against, like,
guys who train for months together.
Do you know what I'm
the
saying?
Chemistry, they know what they don't even have to say because so by the squeak of the tegi, they're like a twip.
Like
there.
even, I mean, we didn't even have Shadeen. We didn't have Shadeen van der Merwe. She was still in England. She didn't come back.
That's another thing. Yeah.
We've lost like really good players that are now living completely now that side. We had a Siggy Burger. She was a great shooter. She's tall. You know, that's what we need in the circle. She's gone. She stays permanently now in the UK. You know, we're losing recipes, Oaks. We're losing recipes. And like there's nothing and we're in shambles right now. And look, the youngsters that are coming in, they're good, but like
XP is needed, guys.
Story for another day, because this one we've had like our we've had our butting heads.
Yeah, I genuinely like the one thing I appreciate with what Okwethu has done, like in terms of like trying to blood me to netball. Like she's hammered me and said, "You don't know shit, bro." Like genuinely, and I will never act like I know netball, bro. But it's nice to sit with someone and you actually ask the question and you're like, bro, I'm genuinely just asking because I want to be interested, bro. And I like you appreciate it at its purest from an athletic standpoint, bro. That's why I like netball. I don't care about what goes on outside, whatever. I just like the sport in terms of, holy shit, did you see that play? I don't know what they did technically, but that looks like an athletic play to me.
Yeah, kitchen, you got jump,
fit.
You need to have the
little Jack Russells.
But
it's proper. Yeah.
100%. But I do want to chat a little bit of nonsense as well, bro. Oaks, what's with the jives before the game, bro? Like how long does that like take to prepare? And then what happens if you got like two left foot like Mjali dog, they hold you to the back, and what goes on?
Yeah.
So it originated from Fast 5, the Fast 5 tournament and everything. They have you like do a little dance before, and then we picked it up with Telkom Netball. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just like I think Nguti, you must be comfortable, like everyone must have fun, like team building, Nguti, funny is, you know, we have to learn the same dance. And, you know, it's very funny, obviously, because the teams in the Telkom Netball, the teams that are more this side, Bayenza, you know, dances Zama piano, and then the few white girls that are there, they also have to learn it. So I think it's a very cute way to get people together and to
Yeah,
so yeah, I think it's a nice thing, just like team camaraderie.
Yeah.
Nah, it's definitely like a really cool concept, bro. Like sometimes you'll just like find yourself that I don't know why I'm laughing because I can't dance, but like genuinely I'm just like, what's what green I'm done now.
I mean, you know, the New Zealand team has the haka that they do.
Do they also do the haka? The ladies?
No, not the ladies. Okay, no. I'm talking about the men.
No, of course.
Like, no, the ladies. When it's Fast 5, baya jive.
Oh, they also
do like a little cute dance and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Spura. Is this a sensitive topic? Please don't tell me you have a knee injury, bro. Like, cause
I know where you're going.
The amount of netball players I've seen or ladies, ngishanga left knee injury ntona yami. Wenzakalani lapha ya?
It's the pivot. Wenzakalani.
Hey, my injury, ne? It wasn't even my fault.
Athletes always, but yeah.
Hear me out. Let me cook.
Land.
Let me cook. So what had happened was I was playing in the West Rand. I was playing under 21 in the West Rand, and this Mina and this girl Vele were not
friction.
We're not good like that. So she was playing goalkeeper that day. So I don't know if you've noticed in netball, if you've watched. Like you do the splits basically to gain some ground, especially it's done by shooters a lot, obviously to get closer to the pole. So I had caught the ball and I had done the splits kind of thing. And I had already caught the ball. She did like a late tackle kind of thing. And because like my knee was obviously flexed like this, she came in and she literally like, I felt my kneecap move all the way to the side.
No, bro.
And then I was like, okay. And then I fell and then I stretched my knee out. I pushed it back and I was like, nah, I think I'm okay. I tried to walk on it. It wasn't happening. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's the first quarter. Let me sit out. I sit down on the side. Third quarter, I had put an ice pack on my knee. I take the ice pack off. My knee is this big. I was like, damn, okay, I'm not okay. So I had to call my mom. They called an ambulance, went to the hospital, get to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, there was some young kid that was on call, bro. Like he was like an intern or something. This bro put a cast on me from here, from the top of my thigh all the way down to my toes, making the ice cream. And I'm like, brother, I don't think there's anything wrong there. Like, Like, somebody help me. I'm like, where's the actual surgeon? Like, I need to talk to someone. Like, this is my life.
That knows the thing.
That time I'm crying. I'm stressed. I'm like, yo, my life is over. I'm finished. I'm washed. Ended up going to see a specialist in Pretoria at Groenkloof Netcare. And he cut off the ice cream, whatever. I went for MRIs, and turns out I got a partial tear in my MCL.
Yeah, MCL always.
So I got it in my MCL, and then he was like, listen, you need to go into surgery. And I was like, yes, I've heard from like friends of mine that have gone for surgeries. You're never the same. I didn't want that. I was like,
ask me, I know.
I said to
yeah, this one decided to get a weird knee injury, but let's chat about yours.
Yeah. So I was like, what's the other option? And then he was like, surgery is the only option. I was like, okay, you know what? When you just want to get paid.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me get a second opinion. Went and got a second opinion, and they were like, either surgery, because it's a partial tear, you can do rehab. So I did physio for an entire year. And then I came back, and then I had no confidence in my knee. Like, I was doing the exercises and I felt like I was strong.
Trauma.
But I had no confidence in my knee, so it messed me up. Like, mentally, I was heavily strapping it. You see, like the rugby players kind of thing.
You were finishing the strapping budget, dog.
Can I tell you? I had to even start.
Budget.
Ayiko number one, but it was my budget. It was my budget, nigga.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah. It got to a point where I was like, you know what? Oh, and then I played uses like a year after. I remember played uses were adverts.
Ela, bro, why are you calling it uses? It's usas, bro.
Alright, guys. Do you say umbrella?
Usa,
You say umbrella. You say umbrella.
Understanding.
So yeah, so it's
Uses.
Played uses.
Oh, uses.
The uses.
Yes,
okay,
the
let's
uses.
continue. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I played in the uses anyway. So I remember playing adverts, and
Those quotes are cut.
which ones though? Not student digs.
Who has the best facility?
No, but I think
in South Africa in terms of vocals?
In South Africa or in Gauteng?
Let's say Gauteng.
Gauteng.
Yeah.
Tax.
Oh, it's tax, man.
Hands down.
Fair enough.
Tax
Tax sports.
everything.
Tax sports.
Tax sports.
Tax has
High performance,
everything,
man.
like
Yeah, no.
to be under,
Tax.
under Jenny Van Dijk, you are God's favorite.
So do you back this lady? I actually want to.
I love her. I've loved Jenny from the first time I met her. I remember I met her I was in high school, and I went to, those, what are they called? Those
Open
camps,
days.
man. No, the
What
camps. Netball, it's like a netball clinic, but there was also soccer ones where you go to Camp Discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Went to Camp Discovery. It was hosted by Jenny Van Dijk and the Tux Netball. And she was there, and she was the first person that she was like, you know what? You can be an amazing player. She was like, if you just trust yourself and do what you're supposed to do, you're gonna. And I said, I fell in love with her that same time. And I was like, you know what? That's another woman who she'll see talent for what it is. It's not because I like you.
Nah, shout out.
No.
Yeah.
I love that woman hands down. And I think she's gonna do amazing things for this team.
Okay.
And because she's also got Uzanele Mdodana as assistant.
Yeah.
Perfect. Those two, match made in heaven. It's like
Jenny from the block.
it's Casey and Jojo.
Jenny from the block.
Because of Spura.
It's Casey and Jojo.
Ngakwazi mina bengakwazi ngizwe today ukuthi Jenny from the block is doing it Tembe wena.
Bob Lapaya and green plays ngathi.
Nah, she cooks. Oh, she cooks like her brain is just netball orientated. Like she can cook. Like she can cook a meal. I love that woman. And she'll tell you straight up, like if you're doing shit, she'll tell you.
No, that's what I appreciate.
She'll be like,
Tell
nah,
me from
right now you're doing shit. Like,
Yeah.
fix it right now.
Oh,
So-
we've cooked and we've flowed and we've navigated, but I think, you know what, but we're going to definitely do this. There's a lot of people that owe part twos, but this with like Spura,
I know we need a part two.
A proper like 2 hours just to
Uningi,
deep
guys.
dive a lot of shit.
Hang is really. Ooh.
But I
So
do
much.
want to ask, in terms of one thing, maybe this is hard to answer, but if there's one thing about SA Netball that you could change or say, this is what the one thing we need to fix, could be anything from whether you also say it's grassroots, whether it's investment, where you say it's viewership, what's the one thing you would change to grow the sport and take it to another level?
I think if I could change how netball is perceived and that people take it seriously and actually see that, we're one of the teams in South Africa that are actually, we're winning,
winning.
We do well. We do well. I mean, for the longest time, there's a certain soccer team that wasn't doing well. Manje, they were
Watch
doing
the next
well,
episode. What was right?
Yeah.
but yes, but like, I mean, they were still getting every single endorsement under the sun. Like, but you're not you're not giving us like tangible things to be like, okay, you know, you guys are working. The Proteas are working. We're not getting like, so we just want to be seen as equals. And I think this also goes even for Banyana. Like, we want to be seen as equals.
Been crying now.
That's all we want.
Watch
like,
season 3, episode 1, where Josh spazzed out.
That
like,
was going off.
Spacing.
Yeah.
We want to be part of it too, and we can show you. And I think if we're seen as a proper, you know, strong sport kind of thing, I think a lot of, and this goes to men too, a lot of men look at it and be like, oh, netball, oh, that's boring, so weak, or whatever. And they'll even laugh that there's male netball, and these are...
I don't see the point of male netball.
How, Khalil?
Nah, man. Okay.
So
before we vala. Okay. Sniggers is snippet. Male netball, kwenzakalani?
The exact same thing that happens in female netball.
Okay. And then...
But just men.
And for them, there's way less sponsorship because I only saw it by chance because the super sport being poregile ngato.
And can I tell you, they went to where was it in? Oh, what's this country? I'm having a brain fart.
In Africa.
I think no. It was in the Caribbean islands. One of the they went there. Can I tell you how hard it was for us to even like watch their matches? You have to go on a link via Facebook. What? It's not on SuperSport. These are the things that we're talking about. Like, why aren't we being taken seriously? Why do we have to now go onto Instagram and Facebook and watch from there, from a person doing a live? Are you joking? Come on, man. Like, take us seriously.
Can I ask them, bro? Because I think we're actually seeing this like in two different lights. Do you think male netball actually helps in growing the sport in general?
Will it help?
Especially considering what we're trying to push, where we're trying to actually push female netball to grow.
I think it will, but I also I'm half and half, because I know the other half is because
not half,
the males that do play netball predominantly are LGBT
queer. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, so again, it's going to be a thing of, I mean, I've heard comments when, you know, other people are seeing males play netball, they'll be like, certain slurs.
Yeah.
So already it's not gonna be a welcoming thing, but
it's gonna be a joke to most people.
Yeah, and the thing is, there are some males that are straight that play netball and they enjoy it. Even when you go to action at your action arenas, there's men that play in mixed teams and stuff. It's about the competitiveness of the sport, and that's why people want to play. It has nothing to do with the fact that, you know, I like girls, you like boys, you know, that kind of thing. But people are going to base it on that, and that's why it's not going to get the support that it needs. But like, we just need to be seen by and taken seriously. That's the biggest thing. And once we were taken seriously, we're going to be given what is due to us, and in that way we can grow the sport even more, because Tax is the only, in Gauteng, it's the only high performance, like proper high performance. UJ, they try.
Why you look at me when you say UJ? I don't try.
You are UJ.
I'm an alumni, but yeah, bro.
But you're still UJ.
They try, but I remember the time when I went to the HP in Tax, I was gobsmacked.
Nah, the HP there is proper high performance.
I said, what you guys doing
from
here?
ski to netball to rugby. You are just an athlete there.
And they so of
course.
Like, I was like,
they're an investment.
You guys are
National
cooking.
treasures.
Yeah.
So we need more HPs in order to grow the sport and to let the little ones that don't have that opportunity to go to university, for them to also have a chance to throw their hat in the ring and actually become part of a team.
True. I'm taking a left, Nyana, but it's okay. Yeah. We have an HP in Stellies, Western Cape. We have one Gauteng. I also think we need one by the Midlands, KZN or Free State, so that it creates a buffer zone where Abantwana who are in Free State or the Eastern Cape don't really need to travel that far between Cape Town and Pretoria, because at least Pretoria can focus on Limpopo, Northwest, Gauteng, sharp. And then KZN can have KZN, Free State, and your Mpumalanga, like South Mpumalanga. And then at least it'll help, because if you only have We only have 2 high performance centers in the country. Talking like all sports all round. And that's a F up. So yeah, man.
Nah, fair
Really
enough.
mad, guys.
Yeah.
And insurance companies, yeah. Are we value, man?
I see volume. 3 points. High performances to take the sports up.
Yeah.
Change the perception. Me. Put money, Oaks. Throw the house at the sports. Thank you.